The higher dimension, emotional quotient. In the mid 1990s, research done by many neuroscientists and psychologists showed that EQ is a basic requirement for the effective use of IQ. Research done by tracking over 160 high performing individuals in a variety of industries and job levels revealed that emotional intelligence was 2 times more important in contributing to excellence than intellect and expertise alone. What is emotional intelligence? In the early 1990s, Dr. John Mayer, PhD, and Dr. Salovey, PhD, introduced the term emotional intelligence in their Journal of Personality Assessment. They used EQ to describe a person's ability to understand his or her own emotions and the emotions of others and to act appropriately based on this understanding. Psychologist Daniel Goleman popularized EQ with his book Emotional Intelligence: Why It Can Matter More Than IQ. Emotional intelligence, often measured as emotional quotient EQ, describes a concept that involves the skills, capacity, a self perceived ability to identify, assess, manage the emotions of oneself, of others, and of groups. In simple words, it is the ability to monitor one's own and others' feelings and emotions, to discriminate among them, and to use this information to guide one's thinking and actions. Need for EQ. Emotions have the potential to get in the way of our most important business and personal relationships. According to John Cotter of Harvard Business School, because of the furious pace of change in business today, difficulty in managing relationships sabotage more business than anything else. It is not a question of strategy that get us into trouble. It is a question of emotions. Studies shows that with a positive, optimistic attitude, a person with an IQ of 100 will earn more success than negative, pessimistic individual with an IQ of 120. Most of us will agree that we have been blessed with some basic amount of intelligence and an ability to distinguish basic emotions. EQ enables us to become aware of different emotions, analyze them, and above all, utilize them to develop our overall personality and work towards success. Once understood, we can use EQ to make our lives better. Improving EQ. Now we come to the most important aspect, using our emotional qualities to improve our overall personality. Here we try to present a successful way to control our emotions. It is called the 90 upon 10 principle. Discovering 90 upon 10 principle. What is this principle? 10% of life is made up of what happens to you. 90% of life is decided by how you react. What does this mean? We really have no control over the 10% that is of what happens to us. We cannot stop our car from breaking down. The plane may be arriving late, which could throw our whole schedule off. A driver may cut us off in traffic. We have no control over this 10%. The other 90% is different. You determine the other 90%. How? By your reaction. You cannot control a red light, but you can control your reaction. Don't let people fool you. You can control how you react. Let's use an example. After getting ready to go to office and your daughter to school, you are having breakfast with your family. Your daughter accidentally knocks over a cup of coffee onto your business shirt. You have no control over what just happened. What happens next will be determined by you, by how you react. You start cursing her, harshly scold your daughter for knocking the cup over. She breaks down in tears. After scolding her, you turn to your spouse and criticize her for placing the cup too close to the edge of the table. A short verbal battle follows. You storm upstairs and change your shirt. Back downstairs, you find your daughter has been too busy crying to finish breakfast and get ready for school. She misses the bus. Your spouse must leave immediately for work. You rush to the car and drive your daughter to school. Because you are late, you drive 40 miles an hour in a 30 mph speed limit. After a 15-minute delay and doing away with a $60 traffic fine, you arrive at school. Your daughter runs into the building without even saying goodbye. After arriving at office 20 minutes late, you find that you have forgotten your briefcase. Your day has started terribly. As it continues, it seems to be getting worse. You look forward to coming home. When you get back home, you will find that a small wedge has now developed in the relationship you had with your spouse and daughter. Why? Because of how you reacted in the morning. Why did you have a bad day? A. Did the coffee cause it? B. Did your daughter cause it? C. Did the policeman cause it? D. Did you cause it? The answer is D. You caused it. You obviously had no control over what happened with the coffee. But how you reacted in those 5 seconds after the incident is what came over you as a bad day. Here is what you could have and should have done instead. Coffee splashes over you. Your daughter is about to cry. You gently say, "It's okay, honey. You just need to be more careful next time." Grabbing a towel, you rush upstairs. After grabbing a new shirt and your briefcase, you come back down in time to look through the window and see your child getting on the bus. She turns and waves. You arrive 5 minutes early and cheerfully greet the staff. Your boss comments on how good the day you are having. Notice the difference. Two different scenarios. Both started the same way but ended differently. Why? Because of how you reacted. You really did not have any control over 10% of what happened. The other 90% was determined by your reaction. Here are some ways to apply the 90 upon 10 principle. If someone says something negative about you, don't be a sponge. Let the attack roll off like water on glass. You don't let the negative comment affect you. Second, react properly and it will not ruin your day. A wrong reaction could result in losing a friend, being fired, getting stressed out. You are told you lost your job. Why lose sleep? Why lose sleep and get irritated? It will work out. Use the energy and time that you spend in worrying into finding another job. The plane is late. It is surely going to mangle your schedule for the day. Why to outpour your frustration on the poor flight attendant? She has no control over what is going on. Use your time to mingle and get to know your fellow passengers. Why get stressed out? It will just make things worse. Now that you know the 90 upon 10 principle, apply it and you will be amazed at the results. You will lose nothing if you try it out. The 90 upon 10 principle is incredible. Very few people have heard and apply this principle. The result? Millions of people are suffering from undeserved stress, trials, problems, and heart attacks. We all must understand and use the 90 upon 10 principle to our advantage. It can change your life. Moving towards the best. The last and most important quotient, SQ, is the one that differentiates us from animals. Dogs and cats also possess reasoning power. Suppose a dog comes to you and if you say hut, he will understand. The dog will understand that you don't want him, proving he has some reasoning power. Therefore, we can see that even beasts having reasoning power. Then, what is special about the reasoning power in human beings? Also, dogs have emotions, EQ, such as anger, barking and biting, friendliness, They also understand others' emotions very well, but a dog never understands the ultimate quotient SQ. It is only humans who have been gifted to understand it, but unfortunately, it is being discarded by modern education, leading to an animalistic education system. The ultimate dimension, spiritual quotient.